Shifting over to another team from Texas, my favorite boys, the Houston Roughnecks. This wide receiver room, I think, is probably one of the better ones in the league. I wouldn't say it's the best, and we'll cover the best here shortly. But they do have a lot of dominant receivers. My only question really when it comes to this receiver room is who's going to be throwing them the ball. As some of the quarterbacks, as we mentioned, that the Roughnecks have are a little unproven when it comes to spring football and even their experience. But getting into the wide receiver room, there's two guys that I definitely want to mention. One is Justin Hall, and Justin Hall was the leading receiver for the Houston Gamblers last year. So the Houston Gamblers, of course, is basically just the transformed Houston Roughnecks. They're just rebranded them. In terms of bringing them over, part of the USFL conference of the new UFL. But Justin Hall was the leading receiver and did very, very well last season. So having him back is going to be a big addition. And the other big addition is Isaiah Henney. And Isaiah Henney played for the Pittsburgh Maulers last season. I actually should say the last two seasons, but it was really the most recent season in 2023 that he kind of went off. And so both of those guys expect a lot from them in terms of capabilities on the offensive side of the ball. Definitely those two dudes, I think, are going to be top scorers for the Roughnecks moving forward in terms of not only points scored, but also receiving yards. But they have also some really good help backing them up. And a couple players I want to mention is Isaiah Zuber, Anthony Ratliff-Williams, and Stephen Dunbar. Now, Isaiah Zuber and Anthony Ratliff-Williams, they both had played for the Gamblers last season. Did not do too well. They were about average receivers in the scheme. They had a couple breakout games, but for the most part, they were kind of quiet all of last season. But these are two kind of stellar receivers that do a really good job of complementing someone like Justin Hall, someone like Isaiah Henney. And so both of those guys, I think, are going to be like wide receiver 2s and 3s for the Roughnecks team in regards to this receiving room. And the last guy I mentioned, Stephen Dunbar, he's definitely someone to keep our eyes on. He was very successful in the Canadian Football League, especially with the Edmonton Elks last season, where he had over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he's someone that hasn't had a lot of experience in the spring league. He actually played for the Dallas Renegades in 2020, but has spent a lot of his past time playing in the CFL. But he's someone that I think should be someone to keep your eyes on in regards to this upcoming spring season. Someone who can certainly play some good football, and we'll see how that translates from the Canadian Football League to the UFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with them, Carson. I think they have a lot of good guys who can get the job done as long as there's someone there who's able to throw them the ball well. And I guess that's always going to be the big question in Houston until one of those quarterbacks steps up and answers it.
Thank you for joining us on the Redzone Rodeo podcast.
If you like football and you like having fun, come on down and subscribe. And check out our channel for more videos like this one.
No ifs, ands, or buts. This is the best place for your football news.